Gamers looking for a relaxing driving game should wishlist Motor Town Behind the Wheel. Although the game is in early access, it has a lot of content that can be enjoyed even today. It should be noted that this is not technically a racing game. Instead, it's a driving simulator of sorts where players can do different jobs associated with various vehicles. For instance, if using a cop car, players will be able to take on the duties of a cop. Unlike other racing games, players can hop in and out of their vehicles and even speed up time by entering their homes. The game has realistic driving mechanics and can even be played with a racing wheel. While there is no overarching story, the game does have a race mode where players can compete with AI on different tracks. The game is designed to run well on PCs and laptops with modest specs. Need for Speed Most Wanted is an iconic racing game, and its 2012 iteration is one of the best open-world racing adventures. Unlike the original, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 doesn't have an overarching story. Instead, the game is set in an open world where players are free to race however they please. Another stark difference from other games in the franchise is that players can unlock every car in the game within the first few hours of playtime. In fact, the game's brimming repository of fast cars is hidden in its open world setting. To unlock a car, players must simply find it and add it to their garage. The game has all the hallmarks of a classic NFS game, including adrenaline-fueled cop chases, high-octane races with massive jumps and shortcuts, luxurious cars, in-depth vehicle customization, and more. As it is quite old, the game should run comfortably on most non-gaming laptops and older PCs. Descenders is a downhill bike racing game with a twist. Every racing track is randomly generated. When players start a new campaign, the game generates a world map filled with multiple nodes, and each node is a procedurally generated racing course with a unique level design. Players are given the cliff notes of what the track offers, like the steepness level and the curves, but little else. Since each new map is unique, Descenders offers a ton of replay value. Each track can be completed by simply reaching the finish line, but to earn points, players are encouraged to do stunts like front and backflips. Points can be exchanged for crew members who provide passive buffs in subsequent tracks. Failing to land a stunt typically results in a wipeout, which counts as a death. Each run allows for a limited number of wipeouts before it fails completely. Descender's biggest appeal is its ability to convey a very realistic sense of momentum when racing downhill. The feeling of barely managing to control the bike as it hurtles down a steep slope, pulled more by gravity than by the player, is conveyed with stark clarity. Assetto Corsa is an incredibly popular racing simulator released in 2013. It aims to provide players with realistic physics-based car handling with excellent variations between different types of cars. Everything from how the tires interact with the asphalt to how temperature changes the way the car moves is updated in real time, giving racing buffs a taste of the real thing. There are over 170 different cars available to players, though a good majority of them are locked behind DLC. A huge selling point of Assetto Corsa is that all cars in the game are true to their real-life counterparts. An F1 car will handle exactly like it would in reality, and handling it like a regular race car will only result in a loss. Assetto Corsa is a game for true racing enthusiasts, and those hoping to jump in for a quick bit of arcade fun should look elsewhere. The biggest reason why Assetto Corsa is the racing simulator to play is the online multiplayer. With an average player count of 15,000 active players, matchmaking is fun, fast, and most importantly fair. There are many destruction-focused racing games on this list, but none fit the bill better than Road Redemption. The game takes inspiration from Road Rash and follows the story of a group of bikers in a post-apocalyptic world. When the leader of a weapons cartel is assassinated, a large bounty is placed on the killer. Players must venture into the enemy territory, hunt down the assassin, and reap the rewards. Unlike other racing games on this list, Road Redemption's campaign has a choice of bikes up for grabs. Players can level up their stats and choose from a range of permanent upgrades that affect their character's health, strength, and the bike's performance. The game is designed to work on low-powered machines with 2 GB of RAM GPUs. Fans of the Dirt series will enjoy the WRC7 FIA World Rally Championship, which is centered around the 2017 World Rally season. The game offers a variety of modes, including a quick match that lets players jump into the action straight away, as well as a career mode where players start their journey behind the wheel of a rally car as a junior WRC racer. The game features a range of official cars, beautiful courses, and top-notch physics that make each race more challenging. It also features epic stages, which comprise long races with around 15 minutes of playtime. While it is designed with the utmost realism in mind, the game does offer assisted controls for novice gamers. Do note that the game is somewhat taxing, however, it should run well on most modern non-gaming laptops, albeit at low graphic settings. Revolt delivers a splash of nostalgia as players control remote control cars through a myriad of fun and interesting tracks. The cars must navigate around real-world objects like toys, chairs, tables, and more to reach the finish line. Players can choose from 28 different RCS and race them on 13 tracks spread across museums, supermarkets, and more. The game has a simple but fun combat system that allows players to collect power-ups like rockets and more to disrupt the opposition. Revolt is the least demanding title on this list and should run well on PCs and non-gaming laptops with old CPUs and GPUs. Burnout Paradise Remastered draws a lot of parallels to NFSMW 2012. To that end, the arcade racer doesn't have a story either. Instead, players are tasked with upgrading their driving license, which in turn unlocks various cars. The cars are segregated between different tiers, with Class A tier cars performing the best. More notably, players can explore the game's massive open world freely. The game offers various events, such as standard races and unique modes like road rage events, in which players must take down a specific number of cars in the allotted time. Rest assured, the game has oodles of content and will keep players on the edge of their seat. Gamers looking to take on the likes of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton and compete for podium finishes should check out F1 2023. The game has a number of modes to keep players engaged for hours. The My Team mode lets players sign with a team and help them win a championship. Alternatively, players can pursue racing for different teams in the driver mode. The game also has a story mode, dubbed Breaking Point 2, which picks up after the events of its namesake in F1 2021. The daily challenges, realistic driving mechanics, and ability to race as or alongside fan-favorite drivers further add to the game's appeal. The game is designed to make the most of new-age machines and can leverage ray trace graphics, although it can run on older PCs at lower resolution and quality presets too. Art of Rally's beautiful, albeit simple, low-poly art style may give the impression that it's a casual racing game. On the contrary, the game has a slick learning curve and incorporates various driving mechanics unique to rally racing. These include tricks like the Scandinavian flick, counter-steering, left-foot braking, and more. The game has over 70 different racing venues inspired by real-world locations. Players can use the game's photo mode to snap their adventures in Italy, Finland, Tokyo, and many other countries. Coupled with its relaxing OST, Art of Rally is among the best racing games, and it runs quite well on low-end machines.